All right. Hi, guys. Happy Friday. It is officially May, so May 1st. And most of you guys know your learning log is your only assignment today, but I'm going to go ahead and go over all of the assignments so far this week where we're still getting confused on. So, those of you that are turning them in and you're checking on your grades today, I'm going to go over where some people are still going wrong. So, if you notice when you go check your comments. Um, so first thing, I'm going to remind you how to check your comments. Remember, you go to My Work. I want you can pull up the assignment in the bar across the top. We'll have your grade and the overall comment. Also, there are some times where you need to, if there's no comment up here and you didn't get a perfect score, like most of them, I am making comments on everything. It would be highlighted. So you put your mouse over this highlighted word in your answer, and my comment will pop up there. So make sure you're looking at all your comments and putting those in your learning log, right? All right, so let's go look at our assignments from this week. All right, so Monday's assignment was only one answer, and so some of you did it, but you still have it wrong, which is why it's still showing up as missing in Aries, because I just made one thing 5 points. All right. So remember, we had light source 1. This is the wave. It causes warmth. We have light source 2. We don't know the wave. That's what we're figuring out. But it causes damage. And these were our options. All right. So we have a different light source, and it has a different change. This one is just warmth. This one is damage. So for a wave to go from warmth to damage, what would have to happen to the wave? So C is the same wave. It can't be C because that's the same. Then it would be warmth. So that leaves A or B. B is changing the amplitude, how high the wave goes. A is changing the wavelength, how many waves. Which one of these is going to result in a change that's going to be damaged? So you got to go back to wavelength and amplitude. And again, those are in... all of this is in our slides for this week, right? So if you need to go back to 427, there's a whole bunch of stuff on wavelength and amplitude, and I did go over a little bit more of that. Okay, so that was Monday's assignment. Tuesday's assignment was to read and annotate. If you did it, you did well. Most of you read my comments. You're fine. That's in Classroom. Remember, if you turn in late work in Google Classroom, I do get notifications. You don't need to email me. I don't mind that you do, but there is that. Okay, so then Wednesday's assignment, right? Wednesday, yeah, was to answer the questions on the reading. So one of the questions that a lot of people kind of struggled with was number 2. A lot of people did well, but number 2, it's asking what are the things that sound waves can travel through. So you need to give me the materials, the phases of matter that sound waves travels through. It is in the article, okay? Number 3, a few people missed it because they started talking about sound waves, but number 3 is talking about light waves. So it's asking, can light waves travel in space, and explain. So remember, that article's here if you need to re-listen to it, remind yourself, reread it. But that was pretty self-explanatory. We did really well. Okay, so then next we went into 2.4, part 1. A lot of you did really well on this first one. You made sure to highlight all of the light that's reaching Earth's surface. Most of you could tell me which one is causing skin cancer. Where some people missed a point, and they got like 3 out of 4, was they did not give me an explanation. So you should have a bunch of light waves, I believe 5, right? 5. You should have 5 things highlighted here. And of those 5 that you have highlighted, which do you think is going to cause skin cancer? But explain and use evidence from like what we've been reading and like the sim stuff that we've been getting. Those were the best responses that I had, were the ones that really gave me evidence from what they saw in the sim or what they had read about. Okay. All right. And that brings us to yesterday's work. I've graded all of them that have been completed at this point. and they were either perfect or they were not good. And I have a feeling it's because, again, watch my videos. I'm helpful. So I know yesterday's was a long video, but we got into the sim and it's asking which type of light are absorbed by the genetic material. Again, absorbed means go in and stay, right? So when you turned on the sim, the light should have stopped at the DNA, right? It should not have gone through the DNA. If it went through the DNA where you had the DNA and the light just kept going, that's not absorbed. That's transmitted. It passes through. Okay. So that I think was the first big issue. Okay. Then out of the ones that got absorbed, there were 2 that got absorbed, but only one of them caused the change of damage. There was a change that the other one caused. The other one was like kinetic energy and warmth. Well, that's not damage. That's just warmth. Okay. Overall, we did pretty good on this. If you could figure out which ones got absorbed, the one where the light kept going through, and there was 3, right? We did pretty good on that. A lot of you missed 6. Just throwing that out there. Okay. So again, make sure you're reviewing my comments. You're filling in your learning log today. It is in Google Classroom. So it is on your stream. Some classes, it's the top thing. It says 5-4 learning log. And then underneath is the why no one in space can hear you scream. But for some reason, in some classes, it's not in that order. It's right here. So just pay attention to where it is, but it's a 5-4 learning log. You should be opening the one with your name on it. It's just like last week's. So again, 2 things you learned. If you did it, what your grade was, what my comments are. And I go back and look. And then if you're one of my students working on late work, what did you do? What were my comments on that, right? What did you get done? All right. I hope you guys all have a safe and good weekend and be ready again for next week when we'll finish up we might finish up chapter 2. We'll see. All right. Talk to you guys later.